Hey, you guys. Thanks for tuning in to another episode with Life Coaching with MDR. I know it's been a minute. Man. But your girl is kind of under the weather. It's a lot of going on at the job. People with flu and stuff, and I don't want it. So lift me up in some prayer. Cause I don't want to be sick. I got stuff to do. You hear me? But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this thing right here. Our mouths. Does your mouth empower people, or do you always find yourself turning people down? Think about that. Does your mouth empower people, or do you always find yourself turning people down? Remember, you guys, I told you guys in some earlier videos that I was working on keeping my mouth closed when I needed to keep my mouth closed. Oh, it's hard. It's hard to learn the power of your voice. To learn, learn when to speak and when to be quiet. It's hard to know when to say something and when not to say anything. And I'm learning to decipher when to talk and when to be quiet. My opinion isn't always needed. My advice isn't always needed. Sometimes people are calling on me and they don't want to hear what I have to say. Like I told y'all in the last video, I didn't want to hear all of that stuff. I just wanted, to vent and everybody be quiet about it. And in some moments, some people just want to vent and they don't want to hear your awesome and amazing advice. They just want you to be quiet. So I was looking at and y'all know, I was listening to TD Jakes this morning, and one thing that resonated with me that I found very interesting was him talking about people fussing. Women fussing at their kids, fussing at their spouse, fussing at their significant other. And he said, you're going to fuss so much to the point that you're fussing and you're alone. Because as women, we feel like, look, I need to get my point across. I'm going to say it to you in the morning, and then I'm going to say it to you in the evening, and then that was the mist I opened in the door. And I'm going to say it to you again at night. And then I'm going to remind you of what I said again the next day. Is that even necessary? Because if you said it once, they heard you. And then if you say it again, now you're just being a nuisance. People don't need to be reminded to get up, use the restroom, brush their teeth, and start their day. So they don't need you to remind them that they forgot to wash the dishes, that they didn't take out the trash, and they didn't do what you feel like they should be responsible for doing. So I'm also learning, say what you need to say and mean what you say, but you don't have to repeat it because they heard you. And believe me, it's hard. It's hard to not reiterate my point. I want, to be heard just like the next person. I want somebody to understand where I'm coming from. But communication is not about being right. You have to get over the whole I need to be right factor. No, communication is about listening, understanding, taking a person's perspective, even if you don't agree. Sometimes agreeing to disagree. It's not about cussing each other out. It's not about being loud and boisterous. It's not about digging deep, because we can cut deep when we're upset. That's why many times when I'm upset, I'm just quiet. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to discuss it, because I might say the wrong thing. And once I say it, I can't take it back. You can't take words back once you say it. So be very cautious when you're upset and you're mouthing off. You might say some things that your partner will not forgive you for. It may take them a while to forgive you for, because You know more about them than anybody else. And you know some stuff about them that they do not want to be thrown back in their face. And we have to be cautious about the things we want to cut deep on people that we say we love the most. So we have to be cautious with this thing right here, our mouths. It was just on my heart when he said that, because I used to be the type of person, look, I'ma say it and you need to hear it, and I'm gonna remind you that I said it. Well, I don't do that anymore. I don't even feel the need to. If I ask you once, then I know you heard me. And if I, said something to you about it, that's it. I'm not going to keep revisiting the same issue, the same problem. One thing I learned about grown people, you can't tell grown people nothing. If they do not want to change, if they do not want to grow, I don't care how many times you tell them or how many people tell them. If they do not want the advice, they are not going to take it and they're not going to use it. So, be cautious with your words. Be cautious with your mouth. Be cautious when you're upset to not cut deep, because you can't take those words back once you say them. But mean what you say. And don't use laugh out loud to be cute, to be shady, to be petty, to be facetious and say things that you really mean and hide behind laugh out loud. I put this on Facebook because a lot of females and a lot of men now that do things that females do, and I'm just going to call a spade, use laugh out loud. And I said in 2020, we're not using laugh out loud. I'm going to say what I mean, and I'm going to mean what I say. And I expect people to do the same for me, because I'm going to give it to you just like I mean to say it. And I'm not going to hide behind laugh out loud. And I don't think you should either. We as grown people need to be honest. We need to be aware. And we need to be bold enough to stand in our truth. And many a times we want to hide behind these cute facades, but it's better to be authentic than be fictitious. So be very cautious about learning when to speak and learning when to be quiet. And don't think because somebody is silent that you won. Silence could mean I don't have time to even deal with somebody that is so irate at the moment about something so minute to me. It might be big to you, but it might be small to somebody else. You have to remember that perspective and perception is the focal point of people's thoughts and how they move and how they receive different things. So as women and as men, and friendship and relationships and families, you have to learn when to speak and know when it's pointless to even waste your time on a situation. And I'm not saying people are pointless. I'm saying the situation may be pointless to continue to, as the old folks say, beat a dead horse. So just keep in mind, when you have the floor, to be cautious with your words. And when you do speak, to mean what you say. Don't backpedal. When people say, they challenge you on what you spoken, stand on it. If you said it, stand on it and don't backpedal. Be a woman and man of your word, and be a woman and man to stand on your word when you say what you say. Speaking is one thing, and having actions to back it up is so important. I told you guys this before, and I truly mean it. And this has a lot to do with those things that I'm learning within myself and learning to grow, beyond. But I don't trust when people say certain things. That's just me. When people give me all these grand gestures and grand notions, I don't believe them until they prove it. I want you to prove what you say, People will say anything in the moment, anything that sounds great, anything that sounds beautiful, anything that sounds swaying, anything that says, that can manipulate you to do what they need you to do in that moment. No, I need you to prove it to me, sir. I need you to prove it to me, ma'am, because I'm not listening. It's about actions, and action speaks louder than words on any day. So I just hope you guys take something from that message. I hope that you guys can use that to grow in whatever capacity you need to grow in. I thank you guys for liking, sharing, tuning in, and subscribing to my channel. Please share with your family and your friends and your loved ones. And have a very blessed and amazing rest of your evening. I'm still going to work out this evening, running nose or not. So have a good one, and thanks again for tuning in to Life Coaching with MDR.